Hello, DDO Cast fans. Just gonna be hanging out on Romania, going through the Epic Destinies for Update 51. This is the second preview. Just figured I'd hop on here and kind of go through some of the stuff, because some people might want to get it a little earlier. This is the content creator preview. It'll be open for everyone tomorrow. So not a whole lot of time to wait for that. But I thought I'd kind of go through some of the trees and look at what's new and kind of give some first takes thoughts on it. And we'll be talking about this over the next couple weeks, and we should be having a show this weekend as well to talk about some of the stuff. Well, but I'm gonna go kind of through stuff in a little bit finer of detail and go kind of line by line, just kind of look at stuff. Okay, so Unyielding Sentinel, last one. Stand against the tide, you gain the Die Hard feat. I wish it was something different, personally, just because you get Die Hard with Fury of the Wild, but sure. Each core ability, including this one, grants 20 hit points, 20 spell points, and 10 melee power. I think it's interesting that they're giving you spell points out of this. You stand against the tide, you're protected by a ward against curses. This ward can only absorb one curse every 60 seconds. You take 10% less evil damage. I like that. There's a lot of curses that are pretty mean these days. Standing against the tide, you're immune to most forms of knockdown while wearing a shield. Cool. Noticing that there's not a vigor. You're not getting hit points from the vigor piece of the stance, but do get 20 hit points per core. So it's not a complete loss of those hit points, but it's less. It's 100 right now. This one you would only get 60 because there's only 3 cores, but you don't have to pick which one you're in, right? You get which stance you're in. You get the knockdown plus the hit points. So
okay. I'd say win.
At least a push, if not a win. Ever Watchful, +6 spot, listen, and intimidate, and immunity to blindness. Not sure how much I get blinded these days, but sure, that's kind of nice. Let's see, divine energy resistance. Yeah, so this SLA. Oh, you can't. So it's the mass resistance, 35 resistance for everything. For all the element, well, acid, cold, fire, sonic, and electric. So it looks like it's the same as what it is right now, except it costs 2 points and you can't upgrade it. But the spell point cost just starts at 50, which I think is way cheaper than what it is on live, isn't it? Like 50 spell points on live? Sounds about right.
The energy resist?
Yeah, mass energy resist.
Starts at 225, goes down to 75.
Yeah, and this one is 15. So, win. Epic Strike. All right, so Celestial Mandate. Melee attack, 6 weapon, adds 3,000 hate to target and slows their movement by 50% for 8 seconds. Grants a +3 bonus to MRR and PRR for 8 seconds. Double this bonus of using a shield. Stack 6 times. Great. Like it. It's a complete upgrade of what we have right now. Guard Up. Gain a sacred temporary hit point. Shield equal to 300% of your melee power for 4 seconds. This can be used while CC'd. I have to pick between those? Rude.
And I'm finally on a tune that's useful. Concentration uptime is the same.
Okay. That's temporary hit point shield equal to 300% of your melee power can be used while CC'd. So I think the one here to pick is going to be Mandate, because if you're a tank, you're probably not going to have super high melee power. Oh, here. I'm on a tank. What's my melee power? My melee power is 46. So I would get 120 hit points. Versus cooldown on that 15 seconds. Versus upping my PRR and MRR by six times, plus the hate, plus the 6 weapon damage. So my weapon will do 12 damage instead of 2. I think Mandate's the winner here. Notice that is a lot lower tier. Attack and defend, +3 to hit, triple this bonus of using combat expertise. Hey, there's no PRR from the Dreadnought for combat, or for combat expertise. That's disappointing. Brace for impact, 50% fortification, +1 to all saves. Sure. Shield prowess, shield's AC contribution is increased by 50%. Note the lack of feat prerequisite here. There's like no prerequisites hardly anywhere in these trees.
Even in like the caster ones?
The only one that the only even like, there's some of them that are prerequisites, like they build on an ability, but I haven't seen any feat. There's no feat prerequisites for any of this stuff. The primal avatar tree, I think, is like the only tree I even saw arrows, like prerequisite arrows. So these trees are a lot more open. Commanding presence increases hate generation by 450%. It's in tier 2 instead of tier 1 where it used to be, but fine. Knight's Challenge, I like this ability. Requires shield to use. Cooldown is 20 seconds. Throws a spiritual version of your shield at a single target for D20 law damage. Should say 1d20. Let's be consistent with our formatting, please. Per character level, scales with 200% melee power. Creatures struck by the shield reset their hate and are compelled to target the player for 8 seconds. Like
Patrick, that's probably 20, not 1d20. D20 would be chaotic, so it's probably a same standard number like 20.
Well, either there needs to be a number D20 or 20. But yeah, it's possible. But I like the I grab aggro part of it. That's nice. So it's like a second intimidate on a little less than half time, about 2.5 time. Pretty nice. Hey, renewals here. I am not seeing any restrictions about casting it on yourself, so that's cool.
Okay.
Mantle of the Sentinel. You gain 15 healing amp, absorb 15% of all force, fire, electric, acid, cold, sonic, chaos, and evil damage. Become immune to all mind control effects from evil creatures. Sweet! Question of the absorption stacking. Does this stack with the stuff from Grandmaster? Question mark? Defenses. Hey, absorption isn't here, so we can test that. Hey, while I'm here, we're gonna test that right now. Let's see, Grandmaster. Actually, let's hold please while I spend some points.
On that note, good night all.
Good night.
Night, Luna.
So let's see. My no, I bet that is a mantle. Just not saying it in there. Yep, it is a mantle. Let's stick that here because it doesn't matter. Okay, so my absorptions are nice and high. Holy cow. 66% electric absorption.
Whoa!
Yeah, right? Alright, let's see. Let's spend some
So
points.
time?
Alright. Let's see if my fire absorption is at 46. Let's see if this adds to it. It does. Whew!
Is it completely strictly additive or is it multiplicative?
It's adding to the absorption additively.
Wow.
So, and there's 25% to... There's absorption all over the place in the Grandmaster tree. Alright, so let's see what this does. Yeah, that's some pretty good absorption.
Yeah, that might mitigate the low MRR.
Yeah. So for reference, with my absorptions are... Force is only 15%. But the other stuff is pretty hot. There's no block energy so far that was in there, but but it's all, you don't have to block now. It's just you just absorb it all, and does elemental as well, so that's pretty slick. That was really expensive, Grandmaster, though. That was 34 points. Daddy needs more points, please.
Are each of the elements separate? You bought separately, so if
Yeah.
you... Okay.
So they're in the Grandmaster tree. Yeah, they're all over. It's you have to spend 3 to get it up to 15 or up to 25%. So, but if you wanted to reset it and switch it when you were going into, that would work. Because I don't think I could spend 34 points in that tree and have them all. Let's see. Back to Unyielding Sentinel. Hands of the Sentinel. Gain the lay on hands feat. Using lay on hands now uses the highest of Charisma or Constitution score. Cool. Determines effect, and also use your total character level instead of Paladin level. So I can use my Constitution, and I can scale up to level 30 instead of level 20.
Presumably you'll be able to scale up to level 40 when
Right.
When the cap goes up.
Let's see. Accept that really quick. So, oh shoot, I was gonna test it without it. So that's hitting me for 5,090 versus without that it is 2,332. So for this character, it doubled it. That's pretty hot. I will definitely take...
It's Unyielding Sentinel, right?
Yeah. So it's more than doubling my lay on hands. Granted, my Constitution is 94 and my Charisma is 65 at the moment, so that's a lot of it. Let's see. Legendary Shield Mastery. When wearing a shield, you gain 15 PRR and 6% double strike. Higher in the tree, but no prerequisite. Rule of Law. Your Mantle of Sentinel now grants your melee attacks a chance to pulse out a wave of 1d6 law damage per character around the player once every 8 seconds. Attack scales with the highest of 200% melee power or light spell power. Interesting. So it only grants your melee attacks a chance to pulse out a wave once every 8 seconds. So it has a cooldown of 8 seconds, but each time you're hitting it, it has a chance to do that. It doesn't just do it every 8 seconds.
Well, I wonder how much the chance is. I mean,
Yeah.
if it's a decent chance, then it'll go every 8 seconds anyway.
I feel like I'd rather just have it be it goes off once every 8 seconds. Get rid of
Yeah, kind of like a warlock thing.
I mean, you have to swing and hit something, but Spark of Life. Here's your death block on armor. Actually, lower in the tree, I think, because I think in life it's at tier 4. Now it's tier 3. Into the Fray. When you first strike a foe with a melee attack, gain 6 damage plus 25 PRR and MRR for 5 seconds. Will not reoccur until you're out of combat for at least 10 seconds. I feel like that's pretty lousy. Best defense. Blocking a melee attack now grants a +4 bonus to damage, hit, and critical damage for 12 seconds. Can only occur once every 12 seconds. Divine Bulwark. Gain 5 PRR. If you have Bulwark of Defense, gain additional 10 PRR. Be 15 with
Ooh,
Bulwark
makes
of
the feet
Defense?
worth something now.
Maybe. Do they change the feat? No. Defensive stance, 2 saving throw, and 4 armor class. I mean, I'm really happy that that feat ties into this tree,
Sure.
but I want that feat is still lame. It's still a lousy feat.
Well, it is a lousy feat if you don't have this. If you don't go into this tree and get that
But-
particular enhancement.
Yes, but these enhancements should make your feat better. It shouldn't save a feat from being lousy,
True.
and that feat is still lousy.
I agree.
Throw the boom. Knight's challenge now resonates against its target, striking up to 3 additional targets, and in addition applies a stun as well as its usual effects. Cool. My stun DCs are going to be terrible, but I went highest stat mod, so I get to use my Constitution for the stun. That's not lousy. Look, I'll take it. Affecting more targets, great. Harden plus 15 armor class, that's the same. Endless Vigil. Lay on hands, regenerate every 145 seconds. Hey, are you on live at the moment, Arcot?
What do you mean, am I on live? Am I on the... Yes, I am.
Can you check to see what the regen is on Lay on Hands and Unyielding Sentinel right now? If it's convenient.
Yeah, hang on.
I'm curious if this is faster or slower. I don't have those numbers memorized. Not quite.
Okay, which tier on Lay on Hands?
The part where
Endless
it
Lay on Hands?
regenerates. Yeah, and
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So on the first level, there's no. It says every 3 minutes. Level 2, it says Lay on Hands uses regenerates 10% faster every 162 seconds, and the third tier does 20% faster every 144 seconds.
so tier 2 is slightly faster and tier 3 is slightly slower. That's weird.
Yeah.
But okay. So
Makes you wonder will they change it at all.
So it goes from 180 seconds to 160 to 145. Why isn't that not just 145? Why does the number change? That's kind of weird.
Maybe there's some sort of scaling thing that they're
know.
applying to time now. I don't know.
Yeah. Resurrection is in here. Although it lost its color. The one right now, it's got the pinkish color.
What, the icon?
Yeah. The resurrection color here is white. It's not the pinkish color. Strength of vitality. Okay, here's your hit points. Gain 10% insight to maximum hit points. Double this if you're using Mantle of Sentinel. Note that this is now locked in Tier 5, so if you want that bonus, you have to go into Tier 5. The Bard is crying right now.
Why? What?
Because my Bard lives in Unyielding Sentinel, and the +% hit points is really nice.
Yeah. Yeah, Strength of Vitality is Tier 5 here as well, and
But it's not. It's not
20% insight. Right.
Well,
that's right.
I mean, I guess it is because you have to be in that tree anyways.
Right. Yeah, because it's not Tier 4, so
sure.
you can't twist it. Yeah.
Sure. But it doubles if you're in the mantle.
So you still get the 20%.
Right. Assuming you're not using a different mantle. Which, if you're tanking, why would you?
Right.
I mean, mantle's giving you 15% absorption of all non-physical damage. Reborn in Light. Hey, Reborn in Light's in the Unyielding tree. That's cool. Instead of the Exalted Angel tree. Like that. Yeah, resurrect myself.
Ooh,
Dude.
that's helpful.
Yeah, I mean, think of all the times when we're trying to figure out how to get the tank up, right? When we're trying to save something.
Yeah.
This is
like in KT. I mean,
yeah.
the tank dies. Yeah, for sure.
That's great. I love that.
That'll be
change.
useful.
Yeah.
Real useful.
Deific Resilience. You gain the Deific Warding feat. If you already have it, you gain +5% quality bonus to maximum hit points. So quality is not super hard to get, but it tends to be racial based. So if you want, so you could either save a feat slot if you're getting quality hit points from your race, and get the feat this way, or you can get the 5 quality hit points if you don't have access to that some other way. Okay, then. Light to Dark requires Lay on Hands. Using Lay on Hands is now an AoE. Okay,
Wait,
so
Lay on Hands is an AoE now?
with this, so on live right now, you can get this ability, but it's a separate ability, right? It's not Lay on Hands. It's a separate thing that you cast. Like Lay on Hands, but it's a separate ability. This just loops it into Lay on Hands. This is also scaling. All right, so we got to test this now. Because it's scaling. I'm just going to pick things at random until I get enough points. Thank you. Get me up there. I'm out of points. Goodbye, lovely absorption. Like crazy. Boy, these points are going to go fast in these trees. I only have 62 at the moment.
62 points?
Yeah. Daddy needs more points, please, and thank you. Okay. So before I was hitting 400, so... Well, I lost some healing amp. I had some healing amp in this tree, I think. I'm not going to be able to find now. Well, in any case, it doesn't seem to...
Healing amp in which tree? The
Grandmaster.
Unyielding Sentinel?
No, the Grandmaster. Because I had some healing amp for one of the... Probably from one of these things where I was getting... the absorption, when I was playing around with the absorption stuff. Maybe not. I'm actually getting lower now. Anyways. So I'm wondering if it's just the healing others. The healing and damaging others is only is the part that's scaling, and it's not scaling on you, because it doesn't seem to be higher on me.
Yeah, I'm not seeing healing amp in the live version.
It's like a static 250 that I think is affected by positive spell power. Oh, you know what it is? I probably didn't have the mantle on. Okay, so right now it's 4922. And if I go up higher in the tree, it's probably not gonna... And it's still at 4922. So it's not affecting me, but it's probably scaling for other people around me. So well, thanks for hanging out tonight. Hopefully this was helpful for folks. I'll probably have some videos up on DDOcast on YouTube over the next couple of days, just to kind of go through the various reviews and stuff and whatnot. Check us out at DDOcast.com for our weekly news and discussion podcast show. And also check out we play other games and do some tabletop D&D and that kind of fun stuff as well. You can find me on Twitter at DDOcast as well. Thanks for watching.